Hey there, welcome to episode 3 of Cool Sentences, a fiction podcast. I'm your host, Vlad Forgac. Mr. D is on a beach somewhere. And of course, Johhny Wiseley will be back. You'll remember in our last episode, Martha passed away in a tragic accident involving a Buddha statue. And now we will learn the truth behind the alien invasion and Martha's scandalous affair with Johhny's best friend, Bill.
Well, hello, Vlad.
Hey, Johhny Wiseley. So what's going on in the world of Johhny Wiseley?
Well, the aliens haven't invaded yet. But as you know, last episode was a bit of a tragedy. Today I want to clear up a few things about Bill Hedges.
Now, wasn't he the guy?
Yes, the man who Martha had left me for.
I see.
Unfortunately, my Uncle Theodore believes Bill can help us. So I'm in a bit of a pickle, as they say.
But Johhny, that drives the best of stories.
Well, I suppose you're right. Until it happens to you.
Okay, sounds like a plan. Thanks, Johhny.
Johhny Wiseley. Secrets Revealed by Nyberg. I saw my ex-best friend Bill on the telly last night, and I still have the image of that fateful day 3 weeks ago in my mind of his convertible red Ferrari peeling out of the drive, my wife Martha low in the passenger seat, her black hair blowing in all directions. I haven't seen them since, but there he was, Bill the actor, now playing a celebrity sloughing off hair products between episodes of Coronation Street. I was about to turn the damn thing off when I noticed something different about Bill. His demeanor, like his eyebrow, was highbrow as usual. His Hugh Grantish face filled the screen as always, but on his neck I spotted a lump, about the size of a shilling. Now, I've known Bill my whole life. We've been on camping trips, we were roommates, hell, we even had the same shoe size, so I knew that lump wasn't supposed to be there. I wonder, did he know that he had a lump? Had he seen a doctor? And do I tell the man who stole my wife that he could be at risk from a malignant tumor? Just then the doorbell rang and in walked my Uncle Theodore with his newly adopted son, Harrison Meadows. Well, what brings you two? I said to Theodore. We have a grand proposition, nephew. Harrison knew I didn't approve of his arrangement with my uncle, but nevertheless he dared to speak.
Dad and I have decided to merge our hybrid roses into a unified brand, and with your help we can expand to the south of France and maybe as far as Spain.
Obviously, Dad had not clued his son in. You realize, I said, that's been a contingency plan of Theodore's for years. I ignored Harrison and turned to Theodore. Do you suspect they're finally going to invade Europe, Uncle? Like I said, Harrison had no idea.
Say what? Who? Invade Europe?
When I looked over to my uncle, it was clear, despite his new role as adoptive father, he had never informed Harrison about the aliens. Theodore was blunt. Harrison, we grow roses for the government. Harrison's face went white.
I think I need a drink. Do you have lemon chamomile?
When I returned with his tea, Harrison sat in an oversized chair but looked like a worm trying to squeeze out of an apple. His expression begged for enlightenment. I see Uncle Theodore's told you about the dandelions.
Yes, I never suspected.
And the relation between aliens and invasive species.
Yes.
And the real reason why we grow roses. Harrison drew a deep breath.
Fascinating. I had no idea. I just grew roses for fun.
In that moment, I felt sorry for Harrison. He got into my uncle's good graces based on his greed and hunger for power, and now discovers he's legally bound to an alien hunter. Like I said last week, life is full of surprises. I propped up his spirits. Amateur growers play an important part in the resistance, I said, and it really doesn't matter if you know about the aliens or not, does it? Harrison seemed to straighten up. Theodore put down his teacup. We must encourage the Europeans to grow more roses. Harrison now understood.
Yes, Daddy, you're quite right.
Don't call me Daddy, that's a bit much.
Yes, sir.
Finally, Theodore got to the point. Johhny, I'll get to the point. Your actor friend Bill is pretty popular in Europe. I was thinking he could lead our ad campaign. Crikey, I didn't see that coming. I never lied to my uncle, but I had neglected to tell him that Bill and I fell out. Actually, it's not true. I told Uncle Theodore Martha was in Glastonbury seeking out geraniums, instead of the truth, that Martha was the worst kind of gold digger, a rose digger. Well, boy, will he do it? We've got 2 years before the enemy invades. Will you ask him? I, of course, had no intention of speaking to Bill ever again, and that included warning Bill about the malignant lump on his neck. Damn the morality of saving Bill! Uncle Theodore scratched his head. Saving Bill? What on earth? The man stole my wife. Both Harrison and Theodore gave each other blank looks and then promptly returned to sipping tea. The room was quiet. I suppose that's what happens to rooms when too many secrets are revealed in one day. They get very quiet. Rooms, that is. Both men finished their tea and left without a word. I went back to watering my roses. I thought about my earlier decision to let Bill's lump take its cancerous course, and in the irony of now needing Bill, just like Churchill needed Stalin, to save Europe, which ultimately means saving us. It's funny how we become noble and do the right thing when self-interest is involved. I suppose saving the human race from being turned into dandelions by alien invaders is a noble enough reason to give Bill a call. I made my decision. I'll call him tomorrow. Okay, bye for now. Johhny Wiseley.
You're listening to Cool Sentences, a fiction podcast recorded in Phuket, Thailand.
Johhny Wiseley. Johhny Wiseley.
Please hit the follow button so you can get our next episode on Spotify and Anchor platforms.
Johhny Wiseley. Johhny Wiseley.